Jordan Lawlar is our next one. Jordan Lawlar is a 6'2", 190-pound, 20-year-old. He is with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was drafted in 2021, round one, pick 6, and I think this was a little bit of a surprise. Jordan Lawlar coming into that draft, and he was supposed to be 1-2. He was going to go 1-2 no matter what, and then he slid. Just to break it down, let's run through Jordan Lawlar. And Jordan Lawlar debuted in 2021. He only had 5 at bats. He did get hurt. 5 at bats, batted 400. So let's just skip over that because he lost 2021 with a couple nagging injuries and stuff like that. But come into 2022, and we have a total of 389 at bats. Now that comes from rookie ball, A ball, high A ball, and then into double A ball. Basically, what happened was he was crushing the freaking ball in the lower minors, and they just said, let's quit screwing around. Let's get him straight to double A. So I'm just going to highlight A and A plus. A, 174 at bats, batted 351, on base 447, slugged 603. He had 9 home runs, 24 stolen bases. Gets the call up to high A, has another 111 at bats, hits 3 more dingers, steals another 13 bags, has a 288 average, 385 on base, and they're just like, okay, he's too advanced. Let's get him to double A. Now, I enjoy this probably more than anything, is seeing a young kid progress through the minors, showing it, and then struggling a little bit. So he got 85 at bats in double A, batted 212 with an on-base percentage of 299 and slugged 353. He did hit 4 more home runs and 2 more stolen bags. But that progression to me is so much fun. Struggling is okay. It's okay to see a dip in the numbers. What do you think, Ross? Like, is there anything that you see in here that is unflattering or anything like that?
Oh, no, not at all. I think this is one of the guys that I'm in on. I think there's important context to put into this. This is a player who kind of dropped, as you were saying, during that draft class. So now you've got Mayer with higher expectations coming into this season, and still like he's ranked higher. It looks like on most of the big publications. I think that's a mistake, because I think Lawlar demonstrated that he should have been that top end pick. And this guy is one of a handful of guys that I think has number 1 prospect potential. So I think he had a great start to the season, was just dominating single A, way too advanced for the level. It wasn't much different at high A. You boost him up high enough and sure, he's going to finally struggle a little bit. And so that's where it happened. I mean, we're talking about a 19-year-old in double A. It's pretty impressive. Might have been 20 by the time he got up there, but really early 20. This is age 19 season. This is a guy who, he doesn't strike out a lot. He's got a lot more speed than I think even people expected when he was coming in. He was known for having some power and some speed, having that combination, but I think he showed more of those skills than expected this year. So I'm all in. I think he's got a great looking profile. I'm not worried about the double A blip. Another piece of context to take into consideration: this is his first full season in professional baseball. That's a long season for a young kid. And you've never been exposed to something like that. You go from playing however many games in high school to coming up to the professional level, and you're playing 80 games plus. You're putting in a lot of time and grinding every single day. So it's also possible, in addition to that skill level being so much higher, that he's just kind of getting worn out. So again, not a concern for me. So he grades out, and this is just 1 spot above Mayer, but I think we're really getting to the elites, in my opinion, at this point. He grades out with a 60 for hit, a 55 for power, and a 60 for speed.
Wow.
So this is a 2020 threat right here. And you can see that in the numbers, and you can see it with his comp. His comp is Reggie Sanders. Reggie Sanders played the bulk of his career with the Cincinnati Reds. He kind of bounced around after that. But this is a guy that put a career slash line over 17 seasons. He had a long career. 267, the 343 OBP, and a 487 slugging percentage. Over 300 career home runs, 305, and 304 stolen bases. 300 guy. Not a lot of those in professional baseball history. So I think it's a really nice comp. Produced almost 40 wins above replacement in his career. Had a good long career. Man, if you're getting that from a Jordan Lawlar, you got to be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Are we out of the races at this point? If you don't own Jordan Lawlar at this point, are you going to be able to get him without paying a massive price?
I don't think there's any prospects really that are not obtainable. The higher end you go, obviously, the higher the price you pay. And depending on who you're dealing with, it might be unobtainable. But I think a guy like Lawlar, you're going to have to pay for at this point. I'd go get him, though, over a guy like Mayer. And I think the expectation and cost is going to be relatively the same for most people. So if
funny little stat,
if not even flipped there. So if I was going to target a shortstop, I'm going after this guy instead of Mayer is what I'm getting at.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I think the world of Jordan Lawlar. I think he should have been the number 1 overall pick. I think a lot of people thought he was going to be. Go get him. Yeah, I think it's even a kind of a no-brainer. Go get him.
Among the handful of players that can be the number 1 overall prospect.
Yep.
If there's maybe 5 or 6 different players that I feel like are in that running.
Jordan Lawlar.
Go get him.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and of course visit our website, scoutthestatline.com for more.